Good morning, pickleball lovers, and welcome to day 2 of our live streaming coverage here at the APP New Jersey Open. Lauren McLaughlin here on the mic for championship court number 1. We have 2 courts streaming all weekend. That second court will be up and running shortly as we get into our brackets this morning. We have a second round matchup here in our pro mixed doubles. Alex Trong and Casey Cullen will be taking on Anna Bright and Dylan Frazier. Bright and Frazier defeating Riley Bonert and Christian Keenum in their first round, while Trong and Cullen took out Megan Charity and Kyle Yates. Trong and Cullen on the far end. Trong, 17 years old, out of Falls Church, Virginia. Casey Cullen, 33, out of Royal Oak, Michigan. They take on Anna Bright, 22 years old, out of Pompano Beach, Florida, and Dylan Frazier, 20, from Ashland, Missouri. Ball clipping the net, sailing long. Very, very deep bracket here again today in our Pro Mixed Doubles. Well over 30 teams. All vying for that spot on Championship Sunday this weekend. Good extended rally there. And while the APP Tour has been off for a few weeks now, these players have not been. Bright and Frazier both competing at MLP last weekend, while Cullen and Trong were at the Gamma Classic. Frazier lucks out a little bit there. Definitely left that up too high, but Trong unable to put a forehand on that. Instead goes with the two-handed backhand. A little bit awkwardly puts it in the net. All right, Frazier getting aggressive there in the middle. Bright doing a great job there, threatening that Ernie. Cullen saw her coming, and I'm not sure if he tried to make the adjustment to avoid that Ernie and ends up with the error instead, but great play by Bright there. Oh, the forehand around the post on the left side. You do not see that. Cullen had enough room to work with. Look at this, he goes all the way out and hits a forehand on that left side. So good. Oh. Yeah, Cullen tries to call Trong off that second to last shot, which was definitely sailing long. Trong, not a super tall player, and that ball was over her head, so certainly sailing out. But unfortunately hits that one, and then the next one she's unable to handle, and we have a timeout as Bright and Frazier up 6-0 here in game 1. As I mentioned, just a second round matchup. We're barely cracking into our Pro Mix doubles bracket as it is so deep. A lot of teams playing here today, a lot of really big names as well. Susanna Barr, Zane Navratil teaming up together, Lauren Stratman and Julian Arnold. Vivian David with brand new partner Hunter Johnson. Of course, Simone Jargim and JW Johnson, the team to beat here today though, the #1 seed. Many other great teams battling it out here today in New Jersey. Wow, some really nice pickups here from Anna Bright, so good. That wind definitely playing a factor today. Oh, really nice rally. Frazier and Bright both had some big digs to keep them in that rally. Cooler temperature here today, much sunnier, but the temperatures only in the low 80s here today with a nice breeze. Oh, hits on that baseline. I was worried that was sailing long there for Cullen. As we do have that breeze, as I mentioned. More significant wind than yesterday, so that's certainly going to play a factor here for these players. Trong and Cullen mixing up their stack, trying to give them a different look. Really nice rally. Cullen and Trong do not come out on top there with that error on the final shot from Cullen, but really nicely played overall. Ball called wide. I think this is one of those games where the scoreboard is a little bit farther apart than I think the play is on court. Oh, the one Trong finally lets go. Actually drops in on that baseline.
901. Hey, no worries, no worries, no worries. Two shots, we got this, come on. 10-0-1.
Game point here for Dylan Frazier and Anna Bright. There's that Ernie that Bright was looking for earlier. This time Cullen cannot avoid her. And game one will be in the books. We will take a very short break. Our players will switch ends and we're back into the action right after this. Welcome back to the action, everyone. Our players have switched ends. Anna Bright and Dylan Frazier now on the far end. Start us off serving to Alex Trong and Casey Cullen. Cullen and Trong struggling in game one, unable to put any points on the board. Although really high level of play from both of them. Wind picking up very significantly here in this second game. A bit cross court, but also into the face of Trong and Cullen, so they got to be careful. Their shots are going to be held up a lot in the wind, so that can be tough. Sometimes you're going to leave some shots short, and it's going to set up opportunities for Bright and Frazier to be much more aggressive, which could spell trouble. Bright and Frazier, our number 6 seeded team here today. Trong and Cullen, the 21st.
Missed! Missed one!
All right. Serve finally broken. All right, on the board, I know Trong and Cullen talking to each other going into the second game, and that was their first goal. Simply get on the board this time. A lot of good defense there from Cullen and Trong, but Frazier just applying the pressure non-stop. Joanna Corker is our USA Pickleball Certified referee for this match. Really nice lob there from Cullen, using the wind to his advantage. Cullen getting fired up. Get some smiles out of them.
Yeah! Come on! Here we are!
Cullen almost taking out Trong on that final put away. Trong doing most of the heavy lifting during that rally, but Cullen gets the flashy final shot. And we are tied up at 4s here in game 2.
Good disguise there.
Foot fault there on Cullen in the kitchen. Good eye from Joanna Corker. Nice job by Trong backing up off that line as she senses the speed up from Frazier, giving herself a little more room to work with.
6-1.
They get a big side out here, not letting Frazier and Bright pull away too much. Oh, good recovery there from Cullen. Oh, another one. And another one.
5-6-1.
Trong and Cullen, confidence has only gone up and up and up here in the second game. Another really nice lob from Cullen. So good. As a pickleball player, again, that wind can be tough. Anyone that's played in a windy condition knows you have to adjust to it, but Cullen is using it to his advantage here with these lobs. That wind's going to hold them up, keep them in if he doesn't give them too much. And they take their first lead here in game 2 after being scoreless in game 1. And this time Cullen yelling at the wind. He tries to slow that up. I'd like to see him just kind of be a little more aggressive instead of trying to reset that from so far back. I like the idea, but oh, Trong going for the middle. It is closed, but she gets a nice two-handed backhand opportunity, which she can rip so hard. I mean, she is a little thing at 17, but wow, can she generate some power. Going toe-to-toe there with Dylan Frazier. And they are up 9-6-2 here in game 2. What an adjustment for the two of them here in this second game, showing that first game was a fluke, and they're not going to let it happen again. I did mention in game 1, I thought the score was not reflective of the play, which does happen. There's no T in happen. And I think here we're seeing the play much more dictate reflectively on the scoreboard for these two teams. And again, I have to think one of these ends is going to end up being much more favorable.
Receivers, 1 timeout remaining. Servers, 2 timeouts remaining.
Our players are going to quickly find out which side they prefer and which is to their advantage. Certainly the near end worked very well for Brighton Frazier in game 1, and now working well for Cullen and Trong. All right, back in from this timeout, can Trong and Cullen continue their run here and force a third game? Oh, good spot there from Bright, right at Cullen's feet as he is making a move to come forward. Big side out for them coming out of the timeout. Interesting enough, Bright and Trong were doing most of the work in game 1, saw most of the balls. But this second game, Frazier being much more involved, and he is making a handful of unforced errors. So Cullen and Trong, okay, getting him a little bit more involved. Trong yelling at herself, what am I doing? But I think she did exactly what she needed to do. Cullen got pulled all the way off the court. attempted an ATP. Not sure if it would have gotten in, but Bright defends it well, and Trong has to cover for him. She's got to slide over to the middle, and unfortunately that leaves her side open. All right, we have a timeout now from Trong and Cullen as Bright and Fraser back within one of tying it up. Trong and Cullen need to slow down a little here after that previous timeout by Bright and Fraser. They've come out very hot. Cullen and Trong have been knocked a little off of that confidence train that they were riding smoothly here in game 2. Road's gotten a little rocky now. They need to kind of shake off these last couple rallies, fire back up.
15 seconds.
Try to hang on to this second game, not let Bright and Fraser back in the door.
Time in. 8, 9, 2. Sorry. Time out.
Trong says sorry, but she is not, and she shouldn't be. Big side out opportunity. She'll take it any way it comes, and that net cord
9, 1. 9, 8, 1. Come on, Dill. Second server.
a little high there on that third from Cullen. He knows it.
982.
I agree. That's so tough. She's got to shake that off immediately. She had a setup. Could do anything she wanted with that. She might have overthought a little, puts it right into the tape. Oh, there's a, ooh, that one pushes it a little long. First one he's missed. Trong was doing really well in a nice groove there. I'm not sure that was the right moment for Cullen to insert himself into that rally. I know he wants to try and get involved, but tries to make it up for it there with a nice big put away. Let's see if they can get one more stop. Cullen lets that go down the sideline, but Anna Bright just too good up that sideline. Gives her enough room to work with, and she doesn't need a lot, and a match point.
Go.
What a pull there from Bright in the middle as Cullen was sliding over. Really nice second game there from Trong and Cullen. I think they more than made up for their performance in game 1, which was a little tough, but Anna Bright and Dylan Fraser able to hang on here and overtake Trong and Cullen in the end to move on to our third round in our Pro Mixed Doubles bracket. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Lauren McLaughlin here at the New Jersey Open. Pickleball TV is rocking our production this weekend. We have 2 courts streaming, Adam Stone at the helm over on CC2. You can find both of those live streaming courts on YouTube or Facebook. So we appreciate you joining us this lovely Friday morning. Hopefully wherever you are is a beautiful day as well. And if not, we're glad you're watching some pickleball with us regardless. We'll take a short break and we're back into our mixed doubles action right after this.
Come on over to APP Academy. Take your pickleball game to the next level. The idea for APP Academy is to identify different things that a certain skill level needs to work on in order to get to that next level. So the drills and techniques, strategies that a 3-5 needs to get to that 4.0 level. With APP Academy, you'll get several different drills to take home and do on your own, but more importantly, you'll get individual tips from myself and other top-level pros that are competing at the APP Tour. So come on over to the APP Academy, take your game to the next level.
PPR is proud to be a partner with the APP Tour, which features 18 tournaments and more than $750,000 in prize money. Several PPR members play in APP tournaments throughout the year. Are you at least a 3.5 pickleball player? Then become certified to teach with PPR. Check out our website at www.pprpickleball.org. And as the saying goes, do what you love and you never have to work a day in your life. So give us a call at 843-842-9777. We look forward to hearing from you.
Back here at the APP New Jersey Open, brought to you by Yola for the champion in you. SunMed, the official CBD sponsor of the APP Tour, and Pickleball Central, the Pickleball Superstore, catering from beginning to pro. We have a consolation bracket match here up next on Championship Court 1. We have Rob Cassidy and Michelle Esquivel taking on Monica Paolicelli and Colin Viro-Casavant. Got to see Paolicelli and Casavant last weekend at the Gamma Classic, while Esquivel and Cassidy were at MLP. A lot of the players here this weekend did not have a week off, have been very busy. Cassidy and Esquivel dropped down into our consolation bracket by Corinne Carr and DJ Young, while Paolicelli and Viro-Casavant knocked down by Maggie Raminzi and Andre Deescu. As I mentioned, a lot of really, really top talent, very deep field here today in our Pro Mixed Doubles bracket. So as it goes, when that happens, our back draw is tough, tough, tough. No gimmies in the back draw, that is for sure. And with all this top talent, as we work through the bracket, it just gets harder. So this should be a nice matchup here. Trish Stewart will be our USA Pickleball Certified referee. Again, 2 courts streaming all weekend long. Thank you so much for joining us, whether it's on YouTube or Facebook. You can find both of those streaming courts. Double the action, double the fun here at New Jersey. Adam Stone rocking out commentary. On our second court, looks like Paolicelli and Viro-Casavant on the far end. Esquivel and Cassidy on the near end. We will switch ends at 8 in this match to 15. Again, we got fairly significant breeze here. It's going to be to the back of Paolicelli and Viro-Casavant here in this first half. Quick hands there from Cassidy. It's always risky speeding it up at Rob. He has such fast hands. We have two lefties on court. Cassidy, being a lefty, puts him on the right side, while Policelli stays on the typically female side. But both teams have the two forehands in the middle.
0-3-2.
Nice poach there from Vero Casavant. Actually, a weird switch up in the stack there for Esquivel and Cassidy. But they go back to their normal stack. Nice spot right down that sideline for Esquivel. Yeah, that is tough. The wind just really picking up. You can see how much that ball traveled off Policelli's paddle. Esquivel just getting under that shot, not able to roll it at all, so it sails long. Cassidy getting real low on that shot, but can't get it over the net. Good reach there from Cassidy. Like Esquivel was right behind him, ready for that shot, but all right, another mix up with the stack. Looks like they are just being a little loose with their stack. I like it, not sticking as heavily to Cassidy needing to be on that right side, even though that's how it is the majority of the time, but good attack there from Cassidy out of the air. That one's sailing a little long though. Esquivel and Cassidy looking for that 8th point to trigger the end change. All right, Cassidy gives Esquivel the stay sign, so they will not switch. Really nice job by Policelli and Vero Casavant, digging out some nice shots defensively there.
5-7-1.
Damn, okay.
Second serve. Okay. 5-7-2.
Esquivel leaves that up just a little too high as she tries to go cross court with that dink. Collin takes advantage. Oh, looked like they were mirroring each other. Both Cassidy and Paolicelli getting very low. Paolicelli, a full-time coach at Orange Theory, also does some personal training as well. She is 32 in McLean, Virginia. Her partner Collin, 33, also in Virginia. That will get our end change going here as Esquivel and Cassidy hold on to a 2-point lead. They'll head to the wind to their back far end. See if they can continue to build on that lead, widen the gap even more. Esquivel, 36 years old. Cassidy, 32, both of them in the Bonita Springs area of Southwest Florida. They are the head pros at the Naples Pickleball Academy in Florida, teaching at the home site of the U.S. Open.
Time in. 8-6-2.
Esquivel's gonna need to adjust to that wind to her back. Realize she's got to roll those shots a lot more to keep them down here on that side.
Second serve. 6-8-2. Point. 7-8-2. Set up.
Good aggressive volley there from Cassidy.
8-7-1. Second serve. 8-7-2.
Yeah! Come on. Good ball.
Esquivel locking in there. Nice low forehand. Follows it up with a big rip on that two-hand backhand. Oh, Cassidy. That one swinging for the fences. But Vero Cassafant cannot get out of the way.
10-7-2.
Esquivel goes for that speed up that she loves so much. Up the middle on that backhand side. That one a little low and a little flat though.
Eight, 10-1. Second serve. 8-10-2. Point.
Cassidy
9-10-2.
showing some visible frustration. Good mix up there from Esquivel. She goes straight up with Policelli for a few shots, then mixing it up cross court. Good movement from her. Nice Ernie there from Cassidy. Just keeping that pressure on. Nice big step. Cassidy is always so aware of where he is on the court. Oh yeah, that wind held that ball up. Good hands from Policelli and Vero Casavant. So tough. Vero Casavant doing everything he can to try and get there, just not possible. Sean, I'm very interested in what this Murder, She Wrote commentary would be, because I could get down with that. Oh, yeah, Cassidy really turning up the intensity. Have seen him pretty subdued this match, which is unlike Cassidy. I think everyone knows him for his flashy play,
12-11-1.
being everywhere at the same time, diving occasionally. Usually some blood happens at some point during the day for Rob Cassidy, but he's been pretty quiet. Looks like he's ramping it up just a little bit here. Perhaps as they're getting closer to the end of this match to 15, trying to close it out.
First serve. All right, 15 seconds, players. Receivers, 1 timeout remaining. Servers, you have 2. Time in. 12-11-1.
All right, first server still for Cassidy and Esquivel. Let's see if they can tough break there. Esquivel looked like she was getting into a groove there with that two-handed backhand roll dink that she loves so much and can do so well. Definitely sensing a higher level of energy now from Cassidy and Esquivel, and they're going to have a match point here.
14-11-1.
Oh, Cassidy said me on that final one, but Michelle Esquivel said, no, I got it. Thank you, Rob, though. Well done. They had a bit of a slow start, but a fast finish. So Rob Cassidy and Michelle Esquivel live to fight another match here in our back draw. Unfortunately, Colin Vero Casavant and Monica Paulicelli are done for the day. But we have more amazing Pro Mix doubles action here at the APP New Jersey Open in our very, very deep, large field. So we'll get back into it after a very short break. Don't go anywhere. Back into the action here on championship court number 1, and we have a sibling rivalry matchup coming up next. It is a quarterfinal matchup as those are starting to shape up. We have Georgia Johnson and Gabriel Tardio taking on J.W. Johnson and Simone Jargim. Jargim and Johnson, the number 1 seed here today, had to bye their first round. Then took out Tanner Wilhoit and Haley Haymore in their second round matchup, but first match of the day. Then defeated Amanda Hendry and Jack Foster on their way into this quarterfinal matchup, while Georgia Johnson and Gabriel Tardio had to take down Jennifer Tavernier and Neil Metarata in the first round, then defeating Sarah Ansbury and Rafa Hewitt to face off here.
Johnson and Gabriel Tardio. Receiving team, I have J.W. Johnson and Simone Jargim.
So Johnson and Tardio on the far end. They'll start us off serving. Andy Jones is our USA Pickleball Certified referee.
Point.
All right.
Five.
Gorgeous.
He called it
Oh,
out.
that was out?
It must have given me the finger. No, I did not move it. Light out.
So excuse me, that was called out. J.W. Johnson needs to use his outside voice to make those calls.
Point. 1-0-1. Second server.
So Georgia Johnson very fired up
1-0-2.
earlier this morning when they took on Ansbury and Hewitt.
Light out.
Good win for the two of them.
Coming. 0-1-1. Point. One, one, one.
Oh, nice recovery off the net there from Tardio.
Yeah, nice hand. Point.
So all 4 of these players out of Florida.
2-1-1. Second server.
The Johnsons out of the Delray Beach area. Tardio in Jupiter, Florida, and Simone Jargim in Naples.
2-1-2. Yeah, good ball. Point. Three, one, two.
Oh, there's the little pretzel shot that Tardio loves so much. Good attack there from Jargim off the body of Georgia Johnson.
1-3-1. Second
A little too
server.
much backspin, a little too much height, and a little too much wind holds that ball up for J.W. Johnson. Oh, what a pickup.
Oh, get up. Right out. My bad.
Georgia Johnson, 15 years old. Her partner, Gabriel Tardio, 16 years old. I won't even say how many years younger than me their combined age is. That One's a little wide. Ugh, what powerhouses on the court here. 3 of the players on this court still teenagers. J.W. Johnson, 19 years old until November. Simone Jarjim, certainly the most experienced one on the court.
1-3-1.
Oh, a little too high there for Georgia Johnson. Pretty sure Simone Jarjim was winning
2-3-1.
national titles before any of these kids were even teenagers. Just shows how big the growth of pickleball is. The younger generations really getting involved. It's so fantastic to see. Oh my gosh, what a rally. Oh, Simone Jarjim showing, doesn't matter how young these kids are, I will hang in with them every step of the way and show them who's boss.
Second server. Four, 3-2. Five. 5-3-2. Side out. 3-5-1.
A little net cord there for J.W. Johnson. Manages to keep it in just barely.
3-5-2. Side out.
Good pull up the middle there on the backhand.
Five, 3-1. Five. 6-3-1. Five.
Good leave. Starting to see a couple more errors creep in on the side of Johnson and Tardio.
Five.
Yeah, they've pushed the last 3 rallies long
Timeout be called
on
by
that
the
final
receiving
shot.
team.
And
The
again, they
score
do
is
have the wind
8-3-1.
to their back, so that can be really tough. You got to be careful. Got to hit those shots in a way that you're going to roll over the top of them, create enough top spin that you're keeping them down, making them dip over the net instead of a flat shot that's going to sail long or coming underneath it too much. And we have a timeout from Johnson and Tardio as Jarjim and Johnson starting to pull away here now as they're getting into a groove. Bit of a slow start for them, but seems like they have really locked in here.
Serving team, you have 2 timeouts remaining. Receiving team, you have 1.
Let's see if Johnson and Tardio can make some adjustments here.
Time in. 8-3-1.
Tardio maybe the newest face, at least on the pro scene of these 4. Oh, beautiful pull there from Jarjim. Perfect spot on Tardio's body. Makes it really awkward for him to try and get a paddle on, even though his hands are so quick. He is just continuing to get better and better, getting better results at tournaments. Still a little inconsistent in his play, which is so crucial at the pro level to have if you want to make it far in a deep, talented field. But he is well on his way, no doubt. And the crowds have certainly picked up here on Championship Court 1. Everyone vying to see the #1 seeded team. And we have a game point here in game 1. Oh, nice job by Tardio. He is really good at recognizing that's a bit of a low position to try and hit an overhead, but if you are able to crouch down, it puts yourself in a great spot to be able to hit an overhead type shot from a low position. So something to keep in mind. Fortunately, quick side out for Jarjim and Johnson. Don't put any more board. I'm just going to stop talking. I've lost it. I've lost it. It's gone. Just going to reset.
10-3-2.
And that will be game 1 in the books for Johnson and Jarjim. We'll see how game 2 shapes up. We're back into the action after a short break right after this. All smiles right now for Simone Jarjim and J.W. Johnson as they have one game under their belt and they're looking to close out this match in 2 and head to the semifinals. They will start serving on the far end to Georgia Johnson and Gabriel Tardio.
1-0-2.
Both teams going to have to make the adjustments for the wind conditions that are going to be much different now. Great spot there from Georgia Johnson with the inside out. Big brother JW Has to try and catch it with his left hand.
Second server.
Again, just such great hands
1-1-2.
from every player on the court right now.